we've all known for quite some time that there's been a problem with Marvel and a lot of the stuff that they've been putting out. But now we actually have some news where I think it's the closest that they'll actually get to admitting that there's been problems. This latest headline coming out from The Hollywood Reporter: Daredevil hits reset button as Marvel overhauls its TV business. Launched during the pandemic with a playbook to shoot $150 million plus seasons with no pilots, the Disney unit is undergoing growing pains in seeing the logic of traditional TV culture. I wouldn't call what's been going on growing pains. I mean, that usually means like they're growing towards something and building up something, but we've been seeing the losses for their streaming platform at quarter after quarter, and shows like Secret Invasion, they spent reportedly $212 million to produce that, and it couldn't even crack 1 million viewers within the first week of its premiere. So, I mean, it's basically stuff like this means Marvel is kind of admitting like, we need to correct course because what we've been doing isn't working. The traditional TV culture that they need to start embracing is not investing all the money into something and shooting it all before you actually take a look at it. And that's where we got this information. It didn't take long to see the problem after Marvel Studios' Daredevil Born Again paused production in mid-June during the writer's strike. Fewer than half of the series' 18 episodes had been shot, but it was enough for Marvel executives, including Chief Kevin Feige, to review the footage and come away with a clear-eyed assessment: the show wasn't working. And I'm honestly shocked that they watched it now, or at least back in June when they did this, instead of like doing this with other shows. I mean, do they not pay attention? Do they just greenlight a show and say like, yeah, call me when it's done? I mean, do they not pay attention to what's been going on with it in the production? Because I mean, they're spending hundreds of millions of dollars. You would think they would want to keep an eye on it, but instead we've been seeing that where you get shows like Echo, where after it was all done and edited, Kevin Feige reportedly had them re-edited a bunch of times, and then even just called for like basically the whole thing to be reshot again. And even then they're still not satisfied, and they're trying to just quietly release it onto the Disney Plus platform in January and hope that no one notices it. But with Daredevil, it looks like that they're finally figuring out like, we can't just do that anymore. We have to actually pay attention to what's been going on and pay attention to the production and make something that fans would actually be satisfied with. And also to say that they were just simply delayed or paused in June is kind of deceptive, because it was actually delayed indefinitely, which is usually studio speak for saying that they're going to cancel something. I mean, sometimes they'll just outright say they're canceling something before it's finished, but other times, like with this, they'll say, yeah, we're delaying it indefinitely, which means they don't know what they're going to do with it. They're just hoping they can figure out a solution later. And then after they say that, several months later, they'll come out and say like, yeah, it's canceled, or we made the decision to cancel this. In fact, when this news was first broke back in early September, I thought that's really what it meant, was like, yeah, they're going to cancel it, but I guess they're keeping it going. So in late September, Marvel quietly let go of writers Chris Ord and Matt Corman, and also released the directors for the remainder of the season as part of a significant creative reboot of the series, The Hollywood Reporter has learned. I'm curious if them letting these writers go was a result of the strikes going on, because supposedly some studios have been doing that. They use the strikes as a excuse to let people go of their contracts, because in the contracts they actually have those provisions where they can release people from them and incur no penalties as a result because of the strike going on. So I was actually saying during the strikes that was the goal of a lot of studios, was to try to get rid of a lot of these people, and it's looking like that's what the case was in this. Now, other reporting does say that these two writers do have executive producer credits, so I don't necessarily know if releasing them as the writers because of the strikes would affect the executive producer credits, or maybe that's just some lip service that they're given to them. I mean, they don't have creative control necessarily. I mean, it's probably just giving them some credit because they're using some of the stuff that they produced, and that's about it. They don't want to have or let them have like the creative say in what's going on with this. Well, the Daredevil revamp is the latest in a series of growing pains for Marvel Television since debuting the Emmy-winning WandaVision in January. So, yeah, and if this is one of those things where they're actually learning their lessons from past failures and trying to correct course, then I applaud them for that. I mean, I'm not necessarily optimistic in the sense that I think this is going to be good. I mean, the Netflix Daredevil, at least the first couple seasons, were fantastic. The third season was okay, but the first 2 seasons were some of the best things that Marvel actually produced. And I don't think that they're going to be of that quality because I don't think what that would actually fit onto the Disney Plus model. But I mean, if it's going to be or closer to that than what they did with Daredevil and She-Hulk, then I'm all for it. I mean, again, I don't think that they're going to make this work, and I don't necessarily think that this is going to be a good show, but baby steps. I mean, it seems like they're starting to learn and trying to return to form. And if that's the case, then I want to see more of this moving forward. But let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. And if you like this video, make sure you click that like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with the latest news. Thank you.